What's good, my fam? This your boy Z here, and I just want to this video is gonna be towards the up and coming playoffs that's gonna start in I believe August. Right, we got 8 more games left. The NBA will be getting ready to resume, so we got 8 more games left of this season officially. Now there's only gonna be 22 teams that's gonna get the chance to enter, and these are all teams that's still clinching for playoff spots. But so far, the Clippers are already going to be the 2 seed. We know this already, right? We already know the Lakers are number 1. The Clippers going to be number 2. And I believe in the schedule, the Clippers are going to be facing the Lakers in their rematch that we didn't get a chance to have in March. And we all know why. But I'm excited just like everybody else who's heard the news. I believe July 31st is the official day that the NBA is going to be resuming. And I'm just going to go over the roster real quick, show you the bracket and how it's looking now. Now, this bracket you see before you is not the official bracket, okay? Because there's still teams that's got to clinch. But as of right now, if the NBA was to resume and they was to kick the playoffs instead of just having the 8 teams compete, if the playoffs was to start as of now currently, then this is who we'll be facing in the first round, and that's the Mavericks, right? This is the seeds, right? You got the Lakers and Grizzlies, of course. You got Utah and the Thunder as the 4th and 5th seed, and then you got the Denver Nuggets and Houston Rockets, and then you got our Clippers that'll be taking on the Mavericks. Now, I'll be very honest. I'm not scared of Luka Doncic, even though I understand that Luka Doncic is an MVP type player. And if it was up to me, like, I'll be honest, man, Luka Doncic to me, the only reason why he might not get the MVP award this season is because of the way that LeBron, right, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kawhi Leonard, right, those particular players are the ones who have the best seeding right now. And even like Pascal Siakam, which I've covered in another video on this channel, right, those who are the players I would consider MVP only because of their records, right? Because the Raptors are a 2 seed, just like they're in the same place they was last year, a 2 seed. And they don't have Kawhi Leonard, they don't have Danny Green at all, and they're still balling, right? The Lakers are number 1, right? LeBron is even though I feel Anthony Davis should be MVP over LeBron, it's going to be hard to give it to Anthony Davis because LeBron's there, right? We know that's his team, but again, the Lakers are the number 1 seed. Again, the Clippers are number 2. This is Kawhi Leonard, who was the Finals MVP last year, that's on his way to competing for a 2nd NBA championship in a row that he wants to get with now being another team that's never won it before, right? We all know this Clippers still to this day don't have a Larry O'Brien trophy to call their own. And Kawhi Leonard could just be the man to do it for them like he did it for Toronto. So those are my 3 picks, but Doncic to me is definitely MVP worthy. I'm not going to lie though, but as good as he is, that Mavericks team is still not championship ready. Don't get me wrong now, I'll give Rick Carlisle his just credit as a coach. He's been one of the better coaches in the league that we've had in the last 10 years. Okay, he did win a championship in 2011, defeating the Miami Heat. I give him that, but he don't got that same team anymore. There's no Dirk Nowitzki. He's retired, right? Jason Kidd and Terry have also retired. Yeah, you still got J.J. Barea, but he's an older guy, right? Nobody on the Mavericks team is really scaring you. Tim Hardaway Jr., no. He's still not ready yet. Like, Hardaway Jr., he hasn't really shown me too much. Like, he's not up there with Donovan Mitchell or Damian Lillard or Bradley Beal or none of those cats, right? And Kristaps Porzingis, he's still getting it together, right? Porzingis has gotten he's become a better player, but he's just not he's not there yet. Like, he's not a player that's going to be giving you no, he's not somebody that you fear in a sense, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. Porzingis is a 7-footer. He can shoot the 3. He can spread the floor, but no, I'm not scared of him neither. Doncic is the only one you really got to worry about in that offense. Yeah, Seth Curry will do a little something for you, but he's not Steph at all. He's not his older. He's not his big brother, right? Don't get me wrong now. Seth can really ball, but no, he's not Steph Curry at all. Like, Steph is just a finish you off. Steph is a mercenary on that court. Like, Seth is not quite on Steph's level yet. I mean, yeah, he balled out last year, but remember, he was on the bench last year for the Blazers. He wasn't a starter. We all know that's McCulloch and Lillard's team. But yeah, so I would have the Clippers literally. I wouldn't say a sweep. I believe that Dallas would probably win maybe 1 game. But I would have the Clippers. The Clippers will actually beat them 3-1 in that series, right? But even then, man, we might not even be playing the Mavericks. So that's another thing too, man. Like, I understand the quarantine, like everybody's fully healthy, but we gotta understand too that not every team has been really practicing like that neither. Now, as for the Denver Nuggets and the Rockets, I'm gonna be honest, man. Rockets is gonna get swept again. I'm gonna be very honest, man. Yes, I understand that Westbrook and Harden are they're together. I understand they're teammates, but they don't have no big man, right? If the Clippers gotta play the Rockets, we could pretty much sweep them. I'm gonna be very honest, man. I'm not scared of the Houston Rockets, right? They just traded Clint Capella. Nene is no longer there, right? You don't have Nene. I think Ryan Anderson may be gone too. They don't have no big man, no quality center like that at all, right? You're not going to win no playoff series with no PJ Tucker as center. The Denver Nuggets, right? The only ones you got to really worry about is Nikola Jokic. Yeah, Jamal Murray will go after you every now and then, but Gary Harris is too up and down. Gary Harris is an every now and then player, right? I'm not really scared of Gary Harris. Like, Gary Harris is not, he don't put up enough points like he should be. Like, he's not putting up Ray Allen numbers. And he's a spot-up shooter, right? That's the Nuggets. Nuggets can ball. Don't get me wrong now. Denver is very much a dangerous team. But when they're on the road, that's their weakness. The main reason why that series went back and forth because both the Rockets and Nuggets are teams that's never been to the finals before. Let's just be honest, man. Coach Skiles has been taking L's for the last 5 years in a row. Like Damian Lillard and McCullough was a team that was always bounced out either the first or second round. So both teams were equal, right? The Blazers, the Nuggets were able to give the Blazers a run for their money because both teams didn't have that experience yet. And even now, the Blazers are not even in the they haven't officially clinched yet because Damian Lillard has been going through injuries. So there's a chance we might not see Portland in the playoffs. Don't be surprised if that happens because again, man, Lillard is coming back from injury. He's been banged up, right? They lost a lot of momentum. But Denver can get down, right? Like I said, Millsap is also a veteran too that you also have to worry about. Millsap can do damage, right? Millsap's a savvy veteran. He's been around, right? This is not his first rodeo. The man can ball. This most so they big man. Nikola Jokic is the main leader of that team. If you find a way to limit Jokic inside the paint and you don't give them a chance to get a second chance buckets, you can pretty much win that game. The Clippers, I believe, can beat Denver only because, like I said, the coaching experience, like the vet, like Lillard, like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. I believe that'll be too overwhelming for Denver, right? I don't believe Nikola Jokic should have a lot of work to do. Now, Utah is a surprising team. Now, I told you about Utah already on this channel. Like the Jazz, we might have to, you have to take them a little seriously. Because Jazz have always been a well-rounded team. Even though, again, they're another team that's not made it out the second round yet. They still have yet to get to the Western Conference. You still got to take Mike Conley seriously. Right? We know what Donovan Mitchell can do. Right? Donovan Mitchell is still a dangerous guard to deal with. Even on his worst night. Right? Rudy Gobert is one of the best defensive centers in this league. So that's a challenge right there. Especially for Zubac, right? Zubac versus Gobert, I have to give that matchup to Gobert. That's the problem there. And plus the Jazz can really defend the paint. The Thunder, I'm not worried about the Thunder at all. The Thunder are going to lose, right? The Thunder probably win 2 games, but again, that team is still young. Yeah, Gallinari finally has playoff experience under his belt. Even though Chris Paul is a veteran dude, Chris Paul is also older. We got to remember this too. CP3 is not the same CP3 no more. That man can go down at any time with an injury. And yes, he's had a lot of rest. I get that, but he's an older guy. CP3 don't have the energy no more. He just don't. He can't go the distance anymore. He's not that type of guy, right? We don't got to worry about CP3 cross you over getting inside the paint like he did in his New Orleans Hornets days, and even when he played for the Clippers, right? We don't got to worry about that Chris Paul no more. Right? If anything, if you can guard Chris Paul and keep him off the three-point line, you could pretty much have that game won. Now, Shai will be a little issue there because Shai has played with the Clippers last year, right? So Shai will already have a little bit of intel, but at the same time, too, against Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, that'll be different for him. Right? But yeah, I'm not, but again, man, that team is still, I mean, they're up and coming. Right? They don't have Westbrook there no more. Right? There's no Durant. There's no Serge Ibaka. Now, Steven Adams is tough. Don't get me wrong, Steven Adams can ball, but I'm not worried about the Thunder neither. Because, again, they're still young. Like, besides, if you take away Chris Paul and Steven Adams, the Thunder is pretty much getting swept. Let's be honest, man. If Chris Paul goes down with an injury, they're done. The only real reason why the Thunder got the 5th seed anyway is because, again, the Rockets have been losing like 7 games in a row. And I told you that already. Right? The Rockets have no big man. Okay? D'Antoni, to me, needs to be fired. And I'm gonna stick by this decision too. If the Rockets lose in the first round, if they either get swept by us, right? If they lose to us, Lakers, or any other team, and they get swept, D'Antoni, including that whole coaching staff, needs to get fired. The GM, you got to fire the GM, right? Most of that organization just need to clean house. Because that's horrible, right? But no, I'm not worried about the Thunder neither. The only one you really got to worry about is Chris Paul. Yeah, Gallinari is a 3-and-D guy. Don't get me wrong, Gallinari can rebound, right? He can play, but even then, man, Gallinari is not going to give you no 30 points. He's not a small forward that's going to take over games like Kevin Durant. So that's nothing you got to worry about too. Like, he's not a Chris Bosh. He's not a Paul Pierce. He's none of those guys, right? So yeah, the Thunder, yeah, I'm not worried about them. And the Grizzlies, again, they're completely young. The Grizzlies don't have no playoff experience because Iguodala left. Yeah, you got Jay Crowder, but those guys you ain't got to really worry about. John Morant can ball, but he's only a rookie. He's young, right? So yeah, the Grizzlies, you can pretty much beat them. You can handle them pretty easily. Because in this playoff series, again, they're a young team, right? They just trying to find their identity. They have a good core built, but nothing too major, right? The Lakers will be able to handle them with no problem. So really, the only team the Clippers really got to worry about is the Utah Jazz and the Los Angeles Lakers. It's really those two teams. In Denver maybe. Because, again, Denver can be up and down. Like, ain't no telling which Denver Nuggets team you're going to get, right? But mostly, the Lakers and Jazz are the only two teams I see the Clippers that really have to beat, especially the Jazz, right? Remember, we still need that. The Jazz beat us 2 seasons ago. So let's not forget that. Remember, I believe it was 2018, right? When Blake Griffin's last playoff game he played with the Clippers. Yeah, I think that was 2018, but it was 2017. Yeah, remember, 2017. That year, right? The year Durant went to the Warriors for the first time. We lost to the Jazz in the first round, right? Because Blake Griffin wound up getting injured. Chris Paul couldn't do it no more. And remember when they had Gordon Hayward? So yeah, we need that from the Jazz. Right? Doc Rivers is going to have to beat Snyder. Right? So yeah, only Utah and Lakers are the only 2 teams I'm worried about. Rockets we can pretty much handle. Without Clint Capella, the Rockets cannot beat us. Yeah, you got Russell Westbrook and you got James Harden, but we've seen how Harden plays in the playoffs many times. Right? Harden's shut down. If you defend Harden correctly, he can't shoot those threes. If Harden can't shoot the 3, he's done. Right? And all that flopping not going to save him against Kawhi Leonard. Let's just be honest, man. The Clippers have a defense, have teams that can basically guard the who could beat the Rockets head up. Yeah, Westbrook is going to be an issue there, but with Pat Beverly is Russell Westbrook's rival. Right? Pat Beverly knows how to get on the Westbrook scene to get this dude to foul out. Paul George played against Westbrook last year. So Paul George already knows everything Westbrook is going to throw at you, right? No big man, Montrezl Harrell, Zubac, right? Joakim Noah, Pat Patterson, those guys can pretty much take over. Because, again, P.J. Tucker is 6'5". I don't know why D'Antoni got him at the center position, yet alone playing power forward. That's just not going to work, right? And ain't nobody scared of no Iman Shumpert. Iman Shumpert, as far as I'm concerned, is washed up at this point, right? His championship days are long over. This ain't Cleveland no more. He's not with LeBron James. He's not playing with him, right? Austin Rivers, we know how to defend him, right? Doc Rivers should have no problem playing against his son. That's not going to be no issue. Yeah, Eric Gordon is a good player, but again, man, the Clippers got too much defense. So yeah, Mavericks, if you can guard Luka Doncic and hold Luka Doncic under like 20 points, you should have that game pretty much won. Right, Luka Doncic can score under like 23. Right, if you limit what Luka Doncic can do, if you can defend him and literally limit and just really put the pressure on Luka Doncic, that's really their only key piece. Because Porzingis, again, man, Porzingis don't have enough playoff experience. This is a Porzingis that's never been in a playoff series at all, right? Since he started, so he doesn't have quite like this is gonna be new to Porzingis. That's the thing. Porzingis don't quite have the veteranship yet to take that team to go the distance. He's not Dirk Nowitzki. Even though I know that's who they're gonna replace Dirk with, he's not that. Like he's not Dirk at all, right? So yeah, it's just Utah and the Lakers, the only 2 teams that the that the Clippers gonna have to really go have a tough time beating. Denver at home, that's gonna be tough, right? I'm not gonna lie. The Denver Nuggets are gonna be tough at home. They're one of the best home teams, but on the road, we should be able to win that. And this is a Clipper team who beat Golden State twice at their own house. So the Clippers can beat Golden State with no superstars. They can pretty much beat Denver. Now let's go over this roster real quick, right? I want y'all to look at this here because this Clipper team here, right? This is the best Clippers team of all time. I'm going to be very honest, man. The Clippers have never had a team like this at all. Like, this is the best Clipper team we've literally ever had. Right? Paul George and Kawhi Leonard equals a championship. A fully healthy Clippers team, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard fully healthy, that's a championship. Okay? I'm going to repeat that again. A fully healthy Clipper teams equals a championship. Because in the past 10 years, right? I say the last 7 years, the main issue with the Clippers is that one of our starters have been out, right? They've been injured. We have not had seasons where both players have been fully healthy, right? You know what I'm saying? In a season, Blake Griffin could go down. He'd be missing 19 games. Chris Paul could get an injury. Even in the playoffs, we lost playoff series to teams like Portland and Denver because of injuries, right? Chris Paul broke his finger, right? Broken hand, he's out. Blake Griffin with a hamstring or a knee injury, he's out. And the problem with DeAndre Jordan is, as good as athletic as DJ is, yeah, he's a 7 foot, he got size. DJ is not Shaq. DJ is not going to give you no points like Brook Lopez is going to give you, right? DJ can't hit the three like Al Horford or Joel Embiid. He's not that type of center. That's the problem with DJ. He was highly limited. Only thing DJ can do is rebound, right? Dunk the ball, and that's it. His free throws was even limited. DJ doesn't have a perimeter shot on him at all. He's too old school. That doesn't work in today's NBA. If we had like an Al Horford on our team previously, like the other years when Chris Paul and Blake was still there, the Clippers might have would have had a chance. We might have would have beaten the Rockets, right? If we would have had Al Horford instead, because Al Horford going to spread the floor. Al Horford can give you the perimeter. He can hit the three, right? The Clippers never had a Brook Lopez. We never had those type of centers that could give you three. Even Vucevic for Orlando Magic, I would take over DeAndre Jordan because, again, Vucevic has a jumper on him. So that's been the main issue. And plus, we did not have these two players, right? We did not have a young forward that was on our team that was superstar worthy. Because the problem with Caron Butler, Grant Hill, right, and even Mama Mute, those were older guys. And Paul Pierce, right? Yeah, Paul Pierce, Grant Hill, and Caron Butler, those guys are already past their primes by the time Doc Rivers coached them. By the time the Clippers signed, by the time those guys play for us, they're already at the end of their careers. Grant Hill was like 37, 38 years old. Paul Pierce, again, man, we got Paul Pierce at the wrong time. Paul Pierce's career was pretty much over by the time he played with Doc. And so was Grant Hill, man. Grant Hill's last year was 2010 when the Phoenix Suns lost to the Los Angeles Lakers to try to get to the finals. That was the end of Grant Hill, right? Grant Hill was already done. Same thing with Caron Butler. Caron Butler's, most of his years were spent in Washington with Gilbert Arenas. And as good and as talented as that Wizards team was, they were never good enough to beat LeBron James, Miami, or Detroit. Like those teams, like they were good, they were competitive, they just wasn't championship worthy. So that's where most of Caron Butler's years was wasted at, was Washington. And he did a little something for us, but no, he wasn't that player no more. Okay? But just look at this roster, right? Pat Beverly, to me, he's no Chris Paul, but Pat Beverly defensively is on Chris Paul's level. Pat Beverly can guard anybody. He's not scared at all. He has no fear. And plus, Beverly has gotten better, has become a better shooter over time, too. Remember, man, before Chris Paul got there, right, Pat Beverly was the shooting guard while James Harden was the point guard. And that team still got deep in the playoffs. Even though they lost to the Spurs in the second round, they still, Pat Beverly still had a great year. Right? So Pat Beverly could hit you, he could give you a 3-point shot when you need it. Right? He could get you some big shots. It may not be on a consistent level, but he's the equivalent of a Derek Fisher. The guy's a dog. He don't care, man. He don't care who you are. Right? This man I've seen this man guard LeBron James and Kevin Durant head up. Right? Jermichael Green, excellent defender. Right? I'm not gonna say he's Draymond in that sense, but he can ball. Again, he's a 3-and-D guy. Rebounding, right? Montrezl Harrell is already a fan favorite. This guy's already becoming a household name. Reggie Jackson can ball, right? This guy's already been to the finals already. This guy played against Harden, Westbrook, and Kevin Durant. So Reggie Jackson definitely knows how to play, right? With this team here, he can be utilized better, right? Doc Rivers should use Reggie Jackson a lot better than Dwayne Casey. And then we got Marcus Morris, all right? This guy here, we watched him when he balled out with Marcus. We seen this guy when he was with Jason Tatum, right? When Kyrie was injured, this guy helped the Celtics get to the Eastern Conference Finals against LeBron, right? I think it was him, Tatum, Brown, and Rozier. So you know how Marcus Morris can do, man. The Clippers are almost just like that Celtics team. Marcus Morris can ball, okay? That's why they traded for him, right? That's why they was able to relinquish Jerome Robinson and the other players, because even this is why they gave up Mo Harkless. Because to me, Marcus Morris is a better player than Harkless. Don't get me wrong, Harkless is a good defender. He's a good player, but Marcus Morris is the better shooter, right? This guy can ball. Terrence Mann is doing a good job. For him being a rookie, he's a way better player than Capagally. Capagali's not ready yet. The reason why you ain't seen Capagally in the rotation, because he's not NBA ready yet, right? Again, he's still developing. He's not quite ready for prime time. Don't worry, he has the potential. He's 6'9", right? Capagally has the size of a Zion Williamson as far as height. But again, he's still developing. But again, this man has done a good job holding his own out there, right? And again, remember, Capagally and Terrence Mann played with each other in Florida State. Zubac, right? 7-footer, right? So again, Zubac hasn't done a bad job. He's still getting it together. But again, Zubac is what we need. That's why we didn't mind trading for him, right? This guy gives you defense. He can rebound the paint. The only thing Zubac needs to work on is a jumper, right? He needs to work more on his perimeter. But he's getting there. Lou Williams, best sixth man of all time. Again, Jamal Crawford, I'm taking nothing. Jamal Crawford did his thing, right? But Lou Williams proved he's better than Jamal Crawford. Let's just be honest, man. Lou Williams has had 3 six-man awards in his career. This man passed up Dale Curry's all-time record. Jamal Crawford hasn't done it yet, right? Don't get me wrong now. I love Jamal Crawford as a Lob City Clipper, but Lou Williams is the better player. Let's just be honest, man. Lou Williams is a younger Jamal Crawford. Lou Williams is a key to us winning a championship because of how good he is off the bench. Shamet. This guy is fully healthy. When Shamet is fully healthy, he's extremely effective, right? Shamet is a sniper on the court. That man can hit from range, anywhere from the court. Shamet is a player you cannot leave open at all. When Shamet gets going, he goes off. Shamet can easily give you 23, right? We seen that Shamet was a key piece to us making the playoffs last year, right? Remember, we didn't have Kawhi Leonard and Paul George in the lineup, but this guy balled out his rookie year. Patrick Perez, this is another savvy veteran, right? Another big man, another key piece, right? And then look at Joakim Noah. Now, Joakim Noah, this is the best chance for him to win a championship. The main reason why they picked up Joakim Noah is because he don't like LeBron James, right? Now, for those who have been watching Joakim Noah back in like 2007, from 2007 to like 2011, when he was with the Chicago Bulls days, playing amongst Derrick Rose, Luol Deng, Omer Asik, and then C.J. Watson, right? And then he also played alongside John Savage and Brent Barry. Joakim Noah was very effective. He was one of the best centers of that time. Yeah, this is like in between like 2008 through 2013. Joakim Noah was the dude, right? Through Joakim Noah, Tom Thibodeau was able to coach the Bulls to 50-something wins. That man was a very good player alongside Derrick Rose. Good. You talk about rebounder, right? Gives you energy. Can block shots. Joakim Noah can defend against any big man you throw at him. This guy has no fear at all. When we play the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, Joakim Noah is going to be very, very valuable, right? And plus, they need somebody to teach Zubac. Because again, the problem with Zubac, he get nervous, right? When we last played the Lakers, Zubac was just nervous handling against Anthony Davis. This guy here knows how to guard against Anthony Davis. Okay, that's the problem with Zubac. Zubac needs somebody like Joakim Noah to teach him a thing or two. Yeah, Doc and Ty Lue and Sam Cassell, they're going to do their thing coaching, but as far as like veteranship and as a big man center, this is the best we can get. If it was up to me, honestly, I would start Joakim Noah in the lineup. right? Because to me, Montrezl Harrell is more of a power forward. He could play the center position, but I would rather Montrezl play the 4. But I would start Joakim Noah at the 5, right? Put some plays with Joakim Noah, let him get warmed up with Kawhi Leonard. I believe Kawhi Leonard and Joakim Noah, along with Montrezl Harrell, that's very effective inside the paint. Because Joakim Noah going to give you that intensity, man. He doesn't care who's in front of him. Right? No, if Noah gets touched on the ball, he's going to make it work. He's going to score inside that paint. That's one thing I can respect about Noah. Noah has no fear, man. Right? The problem is Zubac can easily back down. When he gets frustrated, he gets in foul trouble. That's a problem. So when we play the Lakers, I would actually have Joakim Noah in that starting lineup. Because it comes to LeBron James getting inside the paint, Joakim Noah don't like him at all. They're rivals. Right? Joakim Noah has hated LeBron since when he came into the league. Right? Ever since 2009 and 10, Joakim Noah and LeBron James have been the worst of enemies. Like, go on YouTube and go back and look at those highlight games, right? Go look at the 2010. Go look at 2010, 2011. Right? Look at those regular season games when Joakim Noah would go against LeBron James. It's always a heated rivalry. So that's why the Clippers is taking a chance on Joakim Noah. Right? Because they know that Joakim Noah can defend against LeBron and he can defend against Anthony Davis. Right? You need that. He's a veteran big man you need. So that's it, man. Like this roster here you see before you, this roster is way better than the Elton Brand, Corey Maggette, Andre Miller, and Lamar Odom LA Clippers, right? That Clipper team that took Phoenix to 7 games in 2006. This team is better than them. Excuse me. This Clipper team is way better than the Lime City Clippers by far, right? Kawhi Leonard, I would take over Blake Griffin on any day. And again, man, the problem with Blake Griffin, he wasn't a leader. Blake Griffin wasn't mentally strong at all to lead this team, right? Again, as good as Blake Griffin was, he's not Kawhi Leonard, man. And even Paul George, dude, far better than what we had. Like, I would take Paul George over Grant Hill, right? Caron Butler, Matt Barnes. Again, as good as the defender Matt Barnes is, Matt Barnes can't score nearly as many points as Paul George go give you. Okay? Again, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, right, along with Lou Williams, that's the key to us winning a championship. Again, this Clipper team could spread the floor well, right? We have no problem shooting the 3 at all. And again, this is Paul George fully 100%. He's fully healthy. Y'all, I know y'all saw Paul George's Twitter. You've seen his interview. This man is ready to go. And plus, Paul George understands that with this Clipper team here, with Doc Rivers, right, with alongside Kawhi Leonard, that's his best chance to beat LeBron James, right? This is the reason why Paul George didn't want to go to the Lakers, right? He wants to join the Clippers. This is the best chance Paul George is going to get to win the ring. And if Kawhi Leonard wins this Clipper team a championship, he will single-handedly be the greatest player of all time. And I'm not just saying that because he's on the Clippers, right? I'm not saying it because he's one of my favorite players. It's because this man will win 2 franchises that never won a ring. The Raptors did not win a championship until Kawhi Leonard got there, right? And shouts out to Vince Carter, who's finally retiring this week, right? He's calling a career. But Vince Carter himself couldn't even get the Raptors a championship, and Kawhi Leonard did. This man did what Vince Carter, T-Mac, Chris Bosh, DeMar DeRozan, Andrea Bargnani, right? And even Jose Calderon could not do, right? That guy came in on Toronto for 1 season and won them the NBA championship. Yeah, we could all say, oh, yeah, Durant got hurt, right? Yeah, Durant was missing, and Klay Thompson got injured. But again, this man was still balling. Even with Kevin Durant in the game, Kawhi Leonard was still putting up numbers. Right? Nobody's going to stop Kawhi Leonard. This is a guy who embarrassed Giannis Antetokounmpo last year in the playoffs. We seen that. This Kawhi Leonard banged on Giannis, right, and had Giannis literally walking off the interviews. Giannis was frustrated and pissed off because he couldn't beat Kawhi Leonard last year. This is a Kawhi Leonard who shot in Joel Embiid's face, right, and sent them home. Joel Embiid damn near cried when Kawhi Leonard hit that last 3, right, and the game didn't go into overtime. This is Kawhi Leonard's chance to match Kobe. What Kobe Bryant did in 2009, 2010, this is the Kawhi Leonard's best chance to do that in 2019 and 2020. Okay? So that's it, folks, man. Like, shouts out to the Clippers fan base. I'm proud of Carl Smith and the rest of the admins. I want to thank y'all for having me. To all my Clipper fans, shouts out to my fraternity brother, Denny Brian Kemp Hernandez. We're gonna go to a Clipper game next year. One of these days, right? Shouts out to all my Clippers fan base, right? I love y'all. To all my subscribers, thank you for subscribing and being a part of this page. Right? Stay blessed, stay tuned. I'll see you soon.